In 1865, Muncie was officially incorporated into Delaware County. 20 years later, in 1880, the Indiana gas boom drew in many factories to this area. One of those was a glass factory owned by 5 brothers who had the last name of Ball. They were known as the Ball brothers. While they were businessmen, they were also philanthropic and were dedicated to community service. The earnings that they made through their business were donated to projects in Muncie. Most notably, they were the benefactors of Ball State University and were also benefactors to the Ministra. The Ball Brothers factory and donation to Ball State University were crucial to building up the economy of Muncie. Now that you know a little bit about Muncie's history, let's go visit it. As noted before, the Ball brothers had a huge impact on the city of Muncie, and especially on Ball State University. To commemorate the generosity of the 5 Ball brothers, the Muncie Chamber of Commerce commissioned sculptor David Chester French, who sculpted the Abraham Lincoln statue in Washington, D.C., to create a statue for them. That statue that was created was Beneficence. Beneficence's hand stretches out to welcome new students. The treasure box in her left arm symbolizes the treasure that education can offer people. Her wings represent the flight into the world when students graduate, and the 5 columns surrounding her are representative of the 5 Ball brothers. Beneficence has many visitors year-round, even squirrels. You can find Benny at the south end of Ball State University's campus. Located across the street from Beneficence is the David Owsley Museum of Art. The museum is home to more than 11,000 works of art from all 7 continents. In total, the artwork represents over 5,000 years of civilization. When you walk through the main entrance, you will first be asked to place any bags or personal items in their cubbies. You can keep your phone, but there is no flash photography. After that, you are ready to explore the museum. On the first floor, you will find a wide collection of sculptures, tools, and other objects from across the world. Check out some of this artwork from the Asian art exhibit. On the second floor of the museum, you will find beautiful paintings. Look at some of these paintings from the Ball Brothers Foundation Gallery. And look at some of these paintings from across the stairwell. There's so much to explore in the David Owsley Museum of Art. It's a hidden gem on Ball State's campus. On the other side of campus is Bracken Library. This building also has a connection to the Ball brothers, believe it or not. Alexander Bracken was the son-in-law of Frank Ball. From 1954 to 1980, Alexander Bracken served on the Board of Trustees at Ball State. Bracken Library is home to 2.3 million books, periodicals, archives, and more. On the first floor, there are tables for people to work and many computers. While Bracken is on Ball State's campus, it is open to the community to use. On the fourth floor, there is a designated quiet zone area for anyone who needs to do work in a quiet space. Students can reserve study rooms to provide a more private setting. If you need to find information on a certain topic, Bracken Library is the place to go.
I feel that Muncie's kind of hard to describe unless you live here, but to try to be specific, I'd say it's intimate, youthful, and amiable. I feel that there's a melting pot of people here that reside in Muncie. I've met many from all over the world. For one other reason or another, they've decided to land in Muncie. I think I'm most excited to see how Muncie continues to grow as a college town. I'm excited to see how the old and new residents bring their experiences to enrich the community. I feel like, of course, at some point all small towns kind of face a decline and maybe in new things that are being brought to the community and the town itself, but I don't think that's a problem that I've ever really found in Muncie. I feel like the small town continues to thrive because of the new people that are being brought in. I wish we focused on the people and the stories of those who've spent their lives here, whether that's a lifetime or just a phase of their life. I feel like a lot of the culture and the experiences that you get from Muncie come from the people that live here rather than the things or the places that you might see. I feel that there's a different type of community found in small towns, and I feel that Muncie has shaped me into someone who's grown and continues to grow due to the growth that takes place in the environment and the people that reside here. It's not often that you see changes in small communities, but I feel that there are things dying off in new establishments and people coming from that strongly. I feel that it being a college town has a large reason that has to come from that.
I think that Muncie itself is kind of a melting pot of people and backgrounds, and it doesn't really look that way on paper, but I think the more that you get involved, especially in the downtown area, you start to see the sort of community culture that they've built, and it's only been progressing, I think, as I've been growing up, which I think is really cool to be a part of. I think the city of Muncie has a lot of artistic potential, and it's only recently been realized, or I guess within the past 10 years. The renovation of downtown Muncie has really highlighted the beauty that's, already there. But it's really cool to come back after not living there and see how it's been enhanced over time. Muncie Civic Theater, of course, that will always hold a very special place in my heart. Also, Lily's Labyrinth, which is a local business, a vintage clothing store. The Caffeinery is a local coffee shop in downtown Muncie. It's a really beautiful building, and they have really, really good coffee too, which is a plus. The amphitheater on Bunch Boulevard is also a really cool place to go. It's near downtown Muncie. It's a really neat place to kind of reconnect with yourself and spend time in nature. There's, not a ton of that available in Muncie, so getting any sort of reconnection is really important, and you can definitely do that at the amphitheater. There's a nice pathway to walk on, or you can sit and have a picnic or read or write. Like I said, there has been renovation done since I've been in middle school and high school, and so seeing that come to fruition is really special. I keep saying that, but it is really special to see how Muncie has grown into itself over time. and has been, kind of restored back to its natural beauty.